Straight ahead on CCX News, a difficult and unusual circumstance for a Brooklyn Center family.
It's crazy. It's 2 liver transplants and a family of 4. It's almost unheard of.
Plus, a casualty of coffee competition in New Hope. But first, a Plymouth native who survived the 35W bridge collapse learns a very important life lesson. CCX News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. 10 years later and the memories are still vivid of the 35W bridge collapse.
For a former Plymouth resident, it was an experience that she's still not fully recovered from. Here's Sonia Goins.
You're all wet. Did you go play in the pool?
Yeah.
What a difference 10 years make. Alicia Harris was 22 years old at the time of the 35W bridge collapse.
Mommy,
Back then she was engaged and had 1 child. Today she's married with 4 children and a dog.
Roxy, you want to go outside?
Alicia knows just how close she came to not having any of this.
I think about it every day.
Her Nissan Maxima was right in the middle of the 35W bridge when it gave away.
Part of the bridge was falling this way, the other part was falling this way, cars were nosediving, and in that instant I thought, this is it, I'm gonna die.
Her car ended up in the river, sinking to the bottom.
I remember the feel of the fall. I remember kind of being shaken around as it fell, and then the next thing I knew I was underwater. I'm assuming the window shattered from the impact of hitting the water, and I got out of my window.
Alicia escaped her water-filled car despite having a fractured spine and a concussion. Today she's still healing from her hurts.
It took a while. It took a couple of years before I was able to get over it and move on, but you have a choice. You can be angry and you can be afraid and sad, or you can be happy, and I chose to be happy.
But some injuries are easier to get over than others.
Yeah, I am afraid of bridges, I'm afraid of parking ramps, I'm afraid of the top floor of my house, or standing on decks.
The busy mom says the bridge tragedy gave her new meaning on life. She swapped the corporate world for family.
I stay at home, I run an in-home daycare, and I'm raising my kids, and that's what's important to me because of the experiences that I've had.
And now she lives each day like it could be her last.
When you go through something as traumatic as I did, you step back and you look at the little things that are important in life and how you can make each day special.
Now, Alicia says she knows she's lucky. 13 people died in the bridge collapse, while 105 others were hurt. She wants people to know that you can move on after tragedy. Now, Mike and Alicia moved to St. Michael soon after the bridge collapse. She says her family and friends helped her to recover.
Good.
Thanks a lot, Sonia. In other news, in case you missed the warning signs, you won't be able to travel on Interstate 694 late tonight. That's Tuesday evening through early Wednesday morning. I-694 will be shut down in both directions between Highway 252 in Brooklyn Center and I-35W in New Brighton. The closure is necessary as MnDOT puts up a new bicycle and pedestrian bridge over I-694 at Main Street in Fridley.
A New Hope coffee house is leaving town, and some customers are disappointed.
This is more family owned, so I'd rather support them and kind of help them out because it's more family too, because I get treated like that as well.
Mountain Mud will be closing in September and eventually relocating to Bloomington. The coffee shop has been around for 7 years and developed a loyal following. It also became known for its Elvis impersonation nights once a month. But Mountain Mud ultimately was unable to keep up with nearby competitors, specifically Dunkin' Donuts.
And I don't want to ever be negative because I wish everybody well, but when you're a small business owner, when you get something like Dunkin' coming in here, it killed me. I'll be honest with you. It took me right out.
Mountain Mud owner Mary Ellen Everhart says the final Elvis impersonation show will pay tribute to the 40-year anniversary of his passing on August 17th. Well, this past spring, the Maple Grove City Council at first voted down a proposal to bring a Chicago-based Portillo's restaurant to Maple Grove over concerns about parking and traffic congestion.
The council later changed its vote, and today Portillo's broke ground at the shops at Arbor Lakes.
The one Portillo's I visited in Chicago area is in a shopping mall. It was very, very busy shopping mall, very similar to the design we have here, and they handle the traffic amazingly well. And so I don't think it'll be a long-term problem.
As the dirt flies for the new Portillo's location, the city's mayor believes the popularity of the Chicago-style hot dog restaurant will ultimately bring more shoppers to the Arbor Lakes retail area. At today's groundbreaking, Portillo's served up Italian beef sandwiches for guests to sample. The first Minnesota location opened in Woodbury in July. The 9,000 square foot shop has a double-lane drive-through, just as it'll have in Maple Grove. And the shop will have a nostalgic feel for different eras.
There's always something to talk about inside the restaurant, which makes it a great visit for any visit you want to have.
The new Maple Grove location is expected to open in November. And the Portillo's groundbreaking had a surprise moment for a man who works in Maple Grove and petitioned the city council to reconsider that original no vote.
Adam Wells got more than 1,700 signatures on his change.org petition, which ultimately led to a favorable vote by the council. Wells was thanked at today's groundbreaking by the CEO of Portillo's.
So Adam, in doing that, we'd like to give you a 1 year of coming to Portillo's and for free food.
Wells discovered Portillo's while on a work trip to Chicago several years ago. He'll now be even more familiar with their menu after receiving a free meal daily for the next year.
Meanwhile, plans are in place in Maple Grove for something new offered by Lifetime Fitness. The Health and Fitness Club wants to build its first standalone swim school. It would be located next to the new Sky at Arbor Lakes Apartments. The Lifetime Swim would offer classes for every skill level. The Maple Grove Planning Commission is recommending approval. A Brooklyn Center family is raising awareness about organ donation.
And for the Andersons, it's personal. One family member has received a donated liver. Another is waiting for one.
You want to register online to become an organ donor?
20-year-old Hallie Anderson and her family have spent years raising awareness about the need for donated organs. With the help of wristbands and lifesavers, they brought the message to Brooklyn Center's National Night Out kickoff party.
I'm here today because of organ donation.
8 years ago, Hallie went into liver failure and she received a donated liver from a 17-year-old who died in a car accident. Kayla is a prominent part of the story since her decision saved Hallie's life.
I'm feeling great. I'm doing great. Just living a normal life like I always wanted.
But for this family, it's not over. Now, Hallie's father is also dealing with liver failure and waiting for a liver donation. The problem is a lot of people are sicker than he is, and it's a long wait.
They're in the hospital now fighting for their life, and they're the ones that are getting the transplants right now.
Gary Anderson has been on the liver donation list for about a year and a half.
I didn't think it was going to be as long as it has taken. My spirits are up. Trying to stay positive, do what the doctors recommend me to do.
It leaves Hallie to watch her father go through what she experienced years ago.
It's 10 times different going through it than it is watching someone you love go through it. I think it's so much worse.
Right now, the hope is to find a live donor who could give part of a liver. The Andersons believe that could happen sooner than waiting for an entire liver. Gary says the experience has taught him that people have a willingness to help.
I want to feel better. I want to feel better.
And all this has taken a toll on the family and their finances. A benefit concert is planned Saturday evening at the Fridley VFW on Osborne Road. Still ahead, pain relief thanks to a series of light pinpricks. That's next in Health Check.
Plus, get set for this week's 3M Championship Golf Tournament. We'll have a preview.
But first, a fall preview. Thursday, expect highs only in the 60s.
When it comes to treating lower back or neck pain, people tend to seek out prescription pain medications.
But with a record number of opioid-related deaths in Hennepin County last year, experts are pushing for physicians and patients to explore non-drug therapies for chronic pain. In today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland explores the benefits of acupuncture.
Whether it's the local police station or your local drugstore, drop boxes to dispose of old medicines are becoming more common. They're designed to help combat drug abuse and addiction, particularly prescription painkillers.
I don't believe that this epidemic is going away anytime soon, a 39% increase from 2015 to 2016.
It's a sobering statistic considering the ongoing efforts made to combat the opioid problem.
The United States consumes 90+% of the world's Vicodin. So there's something culturally that we really need to address in the way that we treat chronic pain.
One possible solution, according to Michael Egan of the Penny George Institute for Health and Healing at West Health in Plymouth, is acupuncture.
Acupuncture stimulates your body to do what it knows how to do, which is heal.
Using needles the size of a cat whisker.
So we're going to use some points on your hands, on your feet, and on your scalp.
Egan demonstrated the treatment on CCX News intern Kelsey Christensen. While she doesn't suffer from chronic pain, she does experience stress related to lack of sleep and working multiple jobs. The needles help release neurotransmitters, which are natural opioids that change the perception of pain.
Not too bad, huh?
Not bad at all. I didn't even feel that, actually.
The end result is a calm and stress-free intern.
I didn't feel anything but relaxation. It was really nice, actually.
The hope is that more people will consider non-drug therapies for chronic pain treatment and only use opioids as a last resort.
Certainly acupuncture is a cost-effective, safe, viable option for the treatment of chronic pain. And the research really supports that.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
If you do seek acupuncture treatment, experts advise people to look for someone who is a licensed acupuncturist. The needles are usually left in place for 20 to 30 minutes. Still ahead, kids get a premium view of public safety.
But first, young skaters develop their hockey skills in New Hope. John Jacobson has the story coming up next in sports.
I'm John Jacobson with sports. The start of school isn't too far off now, but there is still a little summer left to get some instruction in your chosen sport. Jay Wilcox says more with a youth local hockey program.
With many summer sports winding down, the Armstrong-Cooper girls youth hockey training sessions are starting up.
I think, well, part of it is just to get them on the ice in the summer. You know, a lot of kids at that age where there's not really AAA and a lot of leagues and training going on yet, it's just to get them on the ice. So for us, it's 13 sessions. It's probably like 6 weeks going up to fall camp, and it's a lot of games mixed with skill stuff.
In this U8 and U10 group, there's a mix of sizes and skill levels. Some of the players know exactly what they want to work on.
I think just a bunch of backward skating and shooting, because I'm kind of learning about slap shots because they're kind of hard for me, but I'm getting used to them, so yeah, it's pretty easy now.
You know, we just finished up our high school STP, so like the difference between working with, you know, 16, 17, 18-year-old girls versus working with 8, 9, 10-year-olds, it's a lot more high energy, I think, but it's a lot of fun. I like working with all the ages.
While there is still a pretty good base of players in the District 281 area, it's not a given that the numbers will remain solid. Programs like this help to provide a base for the high school team in the future. And getting as many to give the sport a shot as possible can only help.
Absolutely, and I think we've even had kids for this camp where their parents have reached out and said, you know, my kid is interested in hockey, or my kid knows how to skate and played but isn't sure, and I always tell them, you know, bring them out on the ice, and the more kids we can get, the better. And I think something that's cool here is that I have a couple friends from when I had played at Union that have been helping out, but we also have some high school kids on the ice. So that gives, like, you know, the U8s, U9s, U10s also get to work with the older girls, which I think builds a lot more of like a community bond between the kids.
At New Hope Arena, Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
There are also U12 and U15 sessions. They start at July 24th and run through September 7th. Since 1993, the North Metro has been home to a Champions Tour golf event. The 3M Championship is in its 17th year at the TPC course in Blaine and starts Friday morning. Earlier today, I talked with tournament director Jennifer Hines about this year's event.
We're so proud of what we've been able to accomplish with all of our, you know, the sponsor support we get is tremendous, and along with our longtime volunteers, it's amazing how many that are 25-year with us, especially our chair people. And then you look at the fans that just continue to support us. We're just thrilled.
Today is the Women's Pro-Am, and I know Pro-Ams are a big part of any golf tournament, including this one. You have 4 all together leading up to the tournament. How big is that in the amateurs that come out and play with the pros?
Well, you know, it really is the backbone of the tournament. That's, you know, the chance for the sponsors to be up close. It's not every day that you can come and be one-on-one with them for 18 holes. So we even bring in some of the greats of golf a little early to help us out.
Greats of Golf Challenge comes up, I think it's what, 16, 17 years since you've had that. That's become really a huge event for you on Saturday, hasn't it?
It really has a life of its own. So yeah, we bring in, you know, the greats that people are familiar with. It's Jack Nicklaus, it's Lee Trevino, it's Gary Player, it's Nancy Lopez. New to the greats this year, we've got Michelle McGann in the women's group. We added Ben Crenshaw several years ago, along with Hale Irwin. So it's just a chance for people to come out and see those names. And, you know, where else can you come and see them play together? And they have such a good time doing it. So I think that's why they continue to come back. You know, it's a chance for them to get together, and then people can come out for free and watch them.
This is the first 3M championship without Arnold Palmer. I mean, he was such a big part of this course. Talk about his legacy and how he got this course started.
You know, he really was such a tremendous support to Hollis Kavner, our executive director, as well as our team. And, you know, part of the reason we're here is his design and what he saw could be, you know, just a great venue. And it was specifically built to hold tournaments with him and Tom Lehman. So his influence is everywhere.
Among the new players competing at the 3M this year are David Toms, Billy Mayfair, and Wisconsin's Steve Stricker. Practice and tournament rounds are free and open to the public. For more information on the tournament, go to 3mchampionship.com. Alex and Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Up next, a night for neighbors.
That includes an event in Plymouth that offers an up-close look at the life of first responders. We'll be right back.
National Night Out is a chance to make connections and get to know your neighbors.
The Brooklyn Center got a head start Monday night with a preview party. The focus here was to inform people about helpful resources that many people don't know about, like Hennepin County's mediation services.
And that's a great opportunity for people who might have a dispute that's not maybe a criminal in nature, but it's something that can be mediated by a third party, totally outside of police departments, totally outside of the city, but it's something that's a service that's available for neighbors that might have an issue over a fence line or something like that.
And in Plymouth, what started out as a way to focus on crime prevention has turned into a popular event for community bonding. This is a live look-in of Plymouth's official Night to Unite kickoff. Kids are able to get an up-close look at fire trucks, police vehicles, a helicopter, and an ambulance. That'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again on Wednesday, starting at 4 o'clock.